Son, where'd you find this?
Don't be offended by the truth. They be offended because you called out the truth. Simple as that. They don't want to hear any other narrative that makes them look bad. One thing I can't stand at this big grown age is somebody who acts like cause and effect does not exist. Like, yes, your actions caused this outcome. Yes, what you did lit the match. Like, why are you surprised and playing victim?
Guys, Chico, they never lie.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Peace and blessings to everybody. Appreciate you for being here. Happy Tuesday. I hope the week is treating you well. Shout outs to my poets, writers, content creators. I'm always going to give you your flowers because this isn't an easy job. On the artistic side, people sleep on it a lot, way more than we know, for real, for real. So I'm always going to give y'all dues and y'all props because we sit here for hours. And I mean hours, sometimes just editing and trying to craft our heart and our soul into a lot of this content that people consume. And for the viewers, it's not that we're doing it specifically for you. We're doing it out of the love for it. So it's time consuming. It's draining sometimes. You don't want to get out of bed, and it can be very, very egregious, but it's worth it at the end of the day, man. And my love to y'all. You see the title. I want to chop it up with y'all real quick. I got a clip I'm gonna play. I'm gonna share my thoughts. Then we're gonna go about the rest of our week. I'm curious to know how y'all feel about the Breakfast Club, about their move to Netflix. I did a reaction to it a few weeks ago. And I guess it really just depends on the audience and how the algorithm feels about it. I'm gonna play this real quick. I'm gonna let this brother get his bars off, and then I'm gonna give my 2 cents specifically about it. So let me bring this up on the big screen.
God crashes out on the Breakfast Club fans for not going on Netflix to watch the podcast. You got Charlamagne the God going in on his own fans. He's in his feelings, upset that a lot of the Breakfast Club fans ain't going on Netflix to watch the show. The Breakfast Club is no longer on YouTube. The Breakfast Club has been sold to Netflix. They basically sold their whole catalog. They can no longer have videos on YouTube. They be having little clips on there, audio clips, promoting to go on Netflix. They went and got the bag. What they didn't understand was YouTube people be on YouTube. YouTube is the biggest video platform, right? So you taking a podcast to Netflix, that's going to affect the viewership. And he can't wrap his head around that. He's like, y'all go on Netflix. Stop acting like y'all ain't effing got Netflix. Y'all got Netflix. Y'all got Netflix. Y'all go to Netflix to watch the Diddy documentary. Y'all be going on Netflix. So I don't want to hear it. Y'all disgusting. This man called his own fan base disgusting because they're like, the fans in the comments like, we not going to Netflix. First of all, niggas go to Netflix to watch movies, documentaries, and comedy specials, okay? That's a nighttime thing. You know, you cooling, you with your significant other, you about to lay back in the bed. You not about to lay back in the bed, go on Netflix to watch The Breakfast Club. That is a daytime thing, right? Some people watch The Breakfast Club while driving to work, while at work, while working out. Some people just listen to The Breakfast Club on their headphones, audio. And then on top of that, there's no engagement, right? You can't comment. You can't read the comments. More people read comments than people who leave comments, right? So you're snatching the voice out your own fans. Basically, that's what you're doing. Man, we on Netflix. Look, hey, you can't leave no comment here. You just watch and go on about your business. And their views is tanking on YouTube. Their views is like non-existent on YouTube right now. I'm talking about 2K views, 3K views, because they can't put no videos up on there. Netflix owns all their content right now. So, hey, they got the bag, though. You got the bag. Don't cry now, because you cannot force fans to go on Netflix and watch The Breakfast Club. Y'all sold out. Y'all gonna deal with the consequences that come with that, because there's plenty of different podcasts on YouTube for people to be like, we ain't going on Netflix. We just gonna watch something else. Charlamagne the God crashes out on The Breakfast.
Hey, can we be honest? Who did not foresee this coming? I did. I spoke about this a few weeks ago. Netflix, first of all, let's get this out the way. When he got the deal, I was happy for him. I mean, I'm not a fan of what they do, but being a black man, that being yours is nothing like having something that you built with this skin complexion that can't nobody take away from you. That aspect of it, I respect the hell out of it. I love the idea that a black man is doing good. Other than shooting, killing, and selling poison to the community, I love it. Black women, black men that are making money doing something like this, I'm all for it. Whether or not I agree with your content or not, it's legitimate business and it's making you money. And it's connecting you to an audience that you probably wouldn't have been able to connect with otherwise. I love it. Absolutely love it. But, however, with all that being said, Netflix has never been a platform where you're going to work or you're driving I never got in the car, turned on my Netflix app, and then just started playing a random movie. Why would I do that? Netflix is for relaxation. SM, what up? Netflix is for chilling, grabbing you something from the kitchen, a nice drink, a nice little meal or something. And then you kick back on your weekend and you just decompress. You're not stressing about life. You're not stressing about work. You got your favorite movies, your favorite shows that you locked into, you want to binge watch. That's what Netflix is for. Netflix is for having company and things of that nature. You're not listening to none of that while you on the clock. You can enjoy it. YouTube is more interactive. This is where you reach out and connect with similar minded people, whether or not they agree with your points of views or disagree. This is how you reach folks who need advice, who speak religion, politics, all that good stuff. You got the best of both worlds. Everything that you could imagine is here. And it gives the people the opportunity to possibly connect with you in a way that they wouldn't be able to on your social media. You know, one of the things that I love about doing this is I know that I'm not going to be for everybody, but I know that I will at least connect with one or two people. And this is like a legacy. When everything is done and gone and I'm no longer here on this planet, I got this that's going to carry on without me, even when things change drastically, because you can't stop change. And so I can pass this on to somebody else and they can keep it going. And it's like, this is my time capsule. As much as the world is changing, as much as things become trends and they fade off and turn into something else, I love it. I love the transitions. I love the objectivity. I love the arguments. I love the debates. I love the different styles and personalities that come on here. And if you use this platform the right way, you're not greedy, you're not selfish, you're not wicked and using like selfish motives, it can be a beautiful place. Charlamagne, you sold out, brother. You sold out.
Bang, 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 bang.
You had a good thing over here. You're doing better than a lot of people. You pissed off a lot of rappers, a lot of singers, a lot of folks. A lot of people wanted to put hands and feet on you. You triggered a lot of folks with your thoughts and your opinions. But you had a good thing over here. And I don't understand, what did you think was going to happen when you signed on that deal and decided that it was probably going to be more lucrative for you to just take a large ass lump sum of cash versus continue to do it the way that you were doing it before? I know y'all get paid handsomely on YouTube. I know it's difficult to really make the type of money that most of us would dream of, but you made decent money over here. Why would you do that? Why would you go over there? It wasn't about the people. And that's what I want to address too. And let me do that before I forget. You left YouTube for the money. You left YouTube for the check because it was an easy payout. You built your brand. You thought your brand was big enough to take you over here. You thought you were The Rock. You thought you were Stone Cold Steve Austin. You should have, like, you of all people, I can't wrap my mind around it sometimes because, all right, let's do this. We've all been using social media 10 plus years. Can we agree? Everybody here has been on a app of some sort over 5 to 10 years. So you know what's different about each one of them. They all have their strengths and their weaknesses. YouTube is specific for one thing. IG, Twitter, Facebook, all of them have different variations of one program, but they offer different settings and different things that you might be accustomed to consuming for a specific reason. You go to Facebook for one thing, you go to IG for another. You managed to make, you got to be a millionaire. You have to be a millionaire. I'm not clocking your pockets, but brother, you got bread. You got to know the game. Then you say, if I'm not mistaken, Wendy Williams is partially responsible for where you are today. So you had mentorship. You had folks teaching you how to navigate this shit. You know the ins and outs of it. So it's hard for me to believe that you did the numbers without considering the people. You're not The Walking Dead. You're not Stranger Things. This isn't a TV show. This is a program that airs at a specific time here and there. It's like a radio show. It's not television. You looked at the numbers. You wasn't really thinking about the people. Did you have a conversation with your team? Did you have a conversation with them to the extent to where they were telling you, look, these numbers look good, but look at the analytics. Where are people more likely to be at with you? Did you like put the Breakfast Club on one side, put Netflix on the other side? Were you trying to compare Breakfast Club with Stranger Things? Were you trying to compare a radio show with a TV series? Looking at the viewers on the TV series. Let me tell you something. The TV series, the movie show people and all that, that's a different audience than the radio show people. I don't think you really considered what you were really signing up for. And I'm going to say there are people who went over there and followed to support you. But I don't go on Netflix for radio. I go over there to watch comedy specials, etc., etc. If I want to watch you, I just turn on YouTube, put my Bluetooth in, and go on about my day or something. That's something that you don't have to have the phone in your face for. Netflix, you have to have a device in your face. I don't want to be at work for 8 hours listening to audio of a movie. I want to watch the movie. With radio, you can do that. So I really don't think that you care. Like you're lashing out at the people. I don't think you care about the people. I don't think you give a shit about the people. And I'm gonna keep it all the way but because you be blunt, you be calling people trash and all that shit. You be saying people music trash. Like, come on, you don't really like your audience. You don't. They put money in your pocket, so you consider them what I say fans. As long as they put money in your pocket, you cool. But you see their true colors are coming out. This was a horrible marketing idea. And now they got you by the balls, brother. Because you can't do nothing over here. You stuck. I thought you were smarter than that. You give out so much great information and you're so intelligent and you speak so wonderfully with politics and you be trying to act like you holier than thou but you just did one of the dumbest things that you could have ever did. You put yourself behind a paywall. But then again, I never thought you were someone who interacted with the people anyway. You don't seem like that type of person. You seem like, nigga, I'm just here to get my money. I'm out. Yeah, let the people troll, let them talk shit, let them do all that in the comment section. It's good for engagement. It's good for what we trying to generate over here. Let's keep the drama going. Let's do all that for the people. I don't think you have the type of respect for your community that people actually think you do. You're like Tasha K to me. I'm like, honestly, I think you're just like Tasha K. I think you're just like a lot of the other platforms out here. When you talk about these subjects and you have these guests and you do these things, you're doing it for ratings, you're doing it for popularity, you're doing it to maintain this gambit of excitement that only can come from pissing people off and triggering them to want to almost fight you or put hands on you and all that. But you don't really care about the people. If you did, you would have stayed right where you were. I don't want no brand deals. I don't want to work with nobody that's gonna try to take over my intellectual property. Like if I own this, I own it. You can't have it. Sorry. And if I'm going to pass it on to somebody, it's going to be within my circle. I'm not going outside of it, giving it to a white man. I'm not giving it to a Jew. I'm not trying to be racist or nothing, but I'm not passing my legacy on to somebody who only wants to use this platform for their own ulterior motives. Netflix is not as clean and cut as people think it is either. That's a whole different conversation. And you fell for it. You thought the grass was greener over there. And like I get it. You call me and tell me I got $10 million for you, $2 million for you. All you got to do is sell me the rights to all of this, or it's tempting. But what am I giving up? What about the long-term effects of this? You hear Breakfast Club, you think YouTube. You're not thinking about Netflix. I don't turn on Netflix to go for that. And most people prefer YouTube because their attention spans are short. Psychologically programmed to place our attention in specific areas based on the level of entertainment we get from it. So you say Netflix, the first thing that comes to my mind is, oh, that's probably going to be a 25, 30 minutes, or maybe an hour, 2 hours, depending on what it is. You automatically just go to that. You think YouTube, you think, oh, 5 minutes here, 20 seconds here, maybe an hour, maybe 45 minutes, maybe 15. It's optional. You don't have to stay locked into one thing. And that's the beauty of YouTube. You got variety. You can either sit there, chop it up with somebody who is laughing and joking about sports, or you could go to the history side of it. Watch the Lions in the Serengeti, or you can think about deep space and all that, or you could go celebrity gossip. You got a combination of everything over here. Sometimes I prefer to go back to the 90s and listen to my R&B, my old school rap, all that. There's a variety. You don't have that on YouTube. Nobody's going to YouTube for that type of shit. You knew better. You thought that your brand was big enough to take that audience over there with you. But that shit don't work like that. It ain't no different than a rapper trying to become an actor. Everybody can't act. Everybody can't do that shit. I don't know why the rappers and singers do it. Some things you just need to leave alone and let the professionals do that. You were good over here and you dropped the ball and left. You got your money, but now you're gonna have to figure out something else. And the fucked up part is you just called your fans and the people that support you, you just called them out. You just said some of the most egregious things to these people. All for what? Because they didn't move to your liking? Because they're not kissing your ass? You think you God? You think you're a living, breathing deity that we're just supposed to grab onto your garments and follow you wherever you go, like you're preaching the word and you're saving everybody? You walk on water? Is that what it is? Is that what you think? I'm sorry. You're not that. There's only but a few people that can do stuff like that. I don't even like it. I can't stand adults who worship and idol other adults. That's crazy to me. But there are people who can do it. If Cardi B or somebody decided to have a series, like a mini series or some shit over there, guess what? She could get away with that. You can't do that. Just like there's a niche for certain things, that's not for you. So you say, I'm gonna take this money, and everybody that is following us over here, they're gonna follow us over there, and you're realizing that that's not how this works. You should have thought about it. You probably should have listened to your peoples more. Because I'm certain somebody told you this is in a different environment. Hell, I haven't even been doing this as long as you. Even I know better. I know what Twitter is for. I know what Facebook is for. I've never used Facebook for no damn movies. I've never used Facebook to date and meet people, and Facebook is not that for me. Twitter is the messy spot. Twitter is where all of the gory, real ratchet stuff is. YouTube is extremely censored. TikTok is extremely censored. It's getting cornier and cornier by the day. I know that. We all know it. Everybody here got at least 3 of these apps on their phone. You got at least 3 of them. Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. It's either Instagram or Twitter. You got one of those. You can swap one of them out. You might have all of them. And that's just 3 main ones. There's still there's other ones that I can't even think of. They got out here plenty of fish, all that. Like, come on, man, you know better. So what you want to do? What are the people going to do? You just said that your fans are what? What you say to them? You said you disappointed them. What else? If I was a consumer and I watched you on a regular basis, that would be it for me. Once I heard that, I'd be done. But, you know, it wouldn't really make a difference because people will still follow regardless. That man just disrespected every single supporter. Anybody who has ever put money in his pocket, he basically crapped on you. It's sad. It's pathetic because you really you pay these people with your time, your visibility. That's how you pay them. They make money off of your time. So for somebody like that to say that they disappointed in you and they feel like this towards you because of whatever reason, because you don't jump to every single thing that they want you to jump to, I would be very, very offended by that. And there's a lot of truth to what you just said. Because I believe a lot of these men and women are controlled media. I think a lot of them don't even know they're controlled media. You successful, you making money, people like you, people tune into you. They set their calendars to you. They got their bill notifications turned on to you. They want to know what you think about Donald Trump. They want to know what you think about Dwayne Wade or Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard filed for divorce. Know what you think about the 50 Cent T.I. thing. They want to hear from you. They don't want to hear from everybody. They want to hear specifically from you. You don't realize that you're being used just like everybody else. And guess what? Netflix got exactly what they wanted. They took you off of YouTube for a reason, sir. When they offered you that money, you think it was just about exposing you to a broader audience? Do you think everybody is on YouTube? People consume it. But do you think everybody on Netflix is familiar with you? And you probably thought, well, this would be a good opportunity for me to reach out to your audience, but nobody is going on Netflix for that. You being used. They probably offered you this sweet deal, told you how lucrative it was going to be, but you don't realize it's deeper and it's darker than what you thought it was. I think he's controlled media. I do. Just like a lot of them are. The originals the ones who don't have the viewership and have the large numbers behind them. We are last of a dying breed. We aren't controlled. We don't have nobody standing behind the camera saying cut in action. You do. And that's the difference. You control by that money. And because they bought you, if they can buy you, they can sell you too. And you didn't expect that. Oh no, you didn't expect that twist. You under their thumb. They say jump. How high? It's cool. That's what you want to do. But understand your audience, there's a number of reasons why your audience is going to leave. It's not just because you're on Netflix, brother. That's a part of it, but a lot of your audience is leaving because of your ideologies. A lot of them are leaving for other variables besides you selling out for that check. You got people who love you. You got people that'll defend you. I ain't knocking you for having taste in what you like, but we don't have to agree on every single thing he speaks on. Just because Charlamagne speaks on it doesn't mean that it's Bible. But I think it's interesting that we pedestalize certain individuals, chastise and try to extinguish others who are genuinely building themselves into a brand without being hindered or influenced by an outside force with a different level of demonic principality behind it. We don't support that, but we have no issue with uplifting somebody who is more than likely being puppeteered by someone else. Fascinating to me. Of course, what do I know? I'm just a regular person from one side of the world to the next, speaking my thoughts and feelings about a man who conveys himself sometimes very controversial, and then on other situations he is more based, more level-headed, more well-spoken when it comes to certain things. I consider him a grifter, but that's just my opinion. You would think that somebody with that type of money would have common sense, especially when you talk about all this history and you bring up all of these facts and y'all do numbers. You pull out your encyclopedia of, oh, I read this many books, so I'm going to quote this and I'm going to quote that and I'm going to say this and I'm going to say that. You would think somebody like that would know when the white man or when this person or that person that is above you in their pay grade, that wear corny clothes, they don't dress like they got money, and you would think Charlamagne would know, oh no, they trying to play me. They trying to use my platform to get to my people. They trying to do this to do that. I'm not about to do that. You would, but that's too far-fetched, right? That's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that somebody would look at you like you're beneath them because you got money. Charlamagne, you got bread, but guess what? Somebody else has more than you. And on top of that, they have more power. They have more influence. They can move way more strategically than you. Their arsenal is way more expansive than yours is. You don't think it's you think because you got money that you're on the in crowd. Saturday at 9 o'clock, 8 or 9 o'clock. I got a video that I'm gonna play. It's gonna open the eyes and the ears of every single person who decides to take that walk. Charlamagne, you are a part of what is happening. You don't even realize it. All of us are. This Netflix situation, you think it's just about Netflix, brother? Let's call it all out. You don't really care about your fans. It was about the money. You're using God in your name. You're not. You sold out. You're disrespectful. You pick and choose when you want to be for the black people, when you don't want to. You're very, very split and going in different ways. You have a serpent's tongue. You're a grifter with popularity, and you're very demonstrative against your crowd and your guests. You're very rude. You're very smug. You know how to bait people into consuming your content by being disrespectful to people, drawing the audience in, because either people want to see you get beat up or they're happy that you said something that everybody else was thinking. You'll have your moments when you be like, oh shit, he makes sense. See, he's really on his shit. And then there's other days where people be like, man, he needs to shut the hell up. He don't know what he's talking about. He talk too much. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I am lying or exaggerating at any given moment. Let me become extremely good at what I am doing here. Knowing what I know, all these clips, all these videos, all of these conversations I'm having with men and women from various parts of the country, sharing information about the things that's happening out here. And then I get a random text or email or a call from one of these corporations wanting to invest in me. No, I think not. All of you are in on the same thing. All of you are against me. All of you. All of you have an agenda. There's a pecking order. Charlamagne, you are a part of a pecking order, sir. I'm not. I know what they're doing. They got away with it since I've been here. I've been on this earth 30 plus years. They've been successfully sucking the lives and souls out of us since we've been born. And they're still doing it. And they're using the media to further their objectives and causes. And they sprinkle in a little ass twerking and this, that, but it's all just to keep you fixated on the wrong stuff. And that's a fact. Nah, that's the truth. And so I mean, like, that's why I'll listen. Put it this way, I'll listen until I realize through proper discernment that what I'm listening to is not meant for my betterment. It's got other undertones to it that is very sneaky. Like, you got to be very careful. Like, my nigga, you don't have to be an architect. You don't have to be the smartest man or woman in the world and have 1,000,000 degrees to share your thoughts and your opinions on what's going on in the world. Just because you don't see a whole plaque on my wall and I have a whole million chains on, don't mean that I don't understand life. Most of y'all are under somebody else's control. That's why you over there. Now you mad. You're not mad at the people. You mad at yourself because you know better. You know you should have stayed on YouTube. And then I mean, like on top of that, you have to be Drake. You gotta be Chris Brown or somebody for folks to leave a platform to go to another one. Most people not try and do all that shit. There's a black man out here right now. Can't even remember his name. He created his own app. Did y'all know that? It's supposed to be his own version of Instagram and Facebook. Created his own app. Nobody really know about it. There are people who support him, but the world don't know about that. Nobody talks about it. Y'all pick and choose who you want to support. You pick and choose who you want to highlight and put on the spot. It would be boring as hell to talk about mental health. To some people, it would be boring as hell to talk about some of that shit, like bullying kids and all that. Yeah, people want drama. The Breakfast Club was filled with drama, and you got away with it, and you did well with it. You decided to leave. And it's not even just that. You left and you can't even do. You can't even do on Netflix what you were doing on YouTube. Hell, you could barely do on YouTube what you doing on Netflix. It has gotten so watered down, you can't go anywhere and just be yourself. Just be yourself. Cut your toenails online if you want. Pass gas if you want. Get up, run around. Just be reckless, be stupid. Be an anime head, be whatever the hell you are. Life don't stop just because the cameras is on, man. You got family, you got things happening around you 24 hours a day. Everything don't got to be staged and programmed. You left over here to go over there. You got your bread, cool. What wasn't that? What are you moving forward? You can't talk about the same stuff that you talk about over here, over there. Can you talk about Epstein files over there? Can you talk about Trump and all this and all that over there? I highly doubt you can. Unless I'm missing something. I haven't been over there. I haven't watched one episode. They took Pop Your Balloon to Netflix. That was trash. I couldn't watch it. I don't even like it on YouTube. Pop Your Balloon is so horrible. It's so trash. It's so unrealistic. It's like bogus. Y'all niggas is flying from different states to meet in one location and then y'all never hook up because y'all live far away. Why would you even go on the show in the first place if you weren't willing to deal with the long distance aspect of the show? All of you are from different walks of life. Some business savvy I got. But I wish you the best. I hope it work out for you, brother. You're gonna have to find a new strategy. Because let me tell you something. You're not you can't. I don't know about y'all. You can't talk negative and call me out my name, and I'm running up your ad revenue, and then expect me to still want to support you. It was already bad enough doing it, and you wasn't even doing nothing for me. Like, you ain't benefiting me. You ain't putting no money in my pocket. Are you high? This is the same thing with Tasha K earlier. You up here begging niggas to pay for your shit, but ain't you the one who got that lawsuit on your head? Wasn't you the one that wouldn't shut up about Cardi? Wasn't you the one who was doing all that, and y'all went to court, she won? Isn't that on you? How is it my responsibility to pay your bill? We already made you rich. You already live nice. By us clicking and reposting and resharing and watching 5 to 10 minutes of your videos and letting the ads run through, we are paying you with our time. Any human being who sits there for an hour, 20 minutes or so, and they are willing to listen to you, they paid you. You took it upon yourself to cover a Cardi B show, speak on her personal life. She didn't like it. She responded accordingly. You got to pay. GoFundMe? Really? Nah, I don't think so. So, Charlamagne, brother, if you were smart like I thought you were, you got other income. You're making other moves. You're not just stagnant in that one area. You can produce doing other projects. You have to have other things going on, because you had to have time to think about this. They proposed this to you. You had to really consider, is this really worth it? Is me leaving YouTube worth it going over here? Your audience can't communicate with you. They can't talk to you. They can't post. They can't do none of that. All they can do is stare at you and listen to you and watch the ads or whatever's going on over there. On YouTube, I had this thing. You didn't really care about that, though, because you don't talk to the people. So I hope it was worth it. I wouldn't have done it. I won't. That's crazy. Move smarter with your bread. Hell, why don't you become Tyler Perry? Create your own network. Create your own app. Hell, why not? Everybody else doing it. Man, let me make the type of money that Tasha make. I'm not buying nothing. I'm not flaunting. I'm not showing off a million chains. I'm not doing none of that. I'm saving all my bread. I start my own app. I'll pay somebody to create my own app. It won't be under nobody else's control. It will be my shit. There's no Elon Musk. There's no Trump. There's no rich billionaire running nothing I got going on. It's my black-owned app. That way, I can leave YouTube. I'll definitely leave YouTube after that. I'll have my own app, my own network. I'll start my own shit up. And then I'll put my own people on. Why didn't you just do that? That would have been way smarter. It might have been a pain in the ass, but it would have been worth it. I definitely would have looked into that. Stayed on YouTube. Got it in how I could, and like I don't know. I just wouldn't have done this right here. But how you gonna come at the people? How you gonna come at us? What we got to do with that? You wouldn't even be on. You wouldn't even be on Netflix if the numbers didn't reflect. Come on, let's talk about it. You ain't nothing but a nigger to them. You ain't nothing but a nigger to them, Charlamagne. They don't like you. They don't like your panel. They don't like your culture. They don't like you. But guess what? They know you control the audience. And that was the whole point. They're using you to get to the rest of the people. You think they wasn't watching you? They were watching you before they even proposed any of this shit to you. They saw what you was doing. Oh, he's the perfect one. He's the perfect nigga. He's a panda. He's a grifter. He knows how to play both sides of the fence. He degrades his culture, but he also kisses the white people ass. Yep. He's the perfect one. We need him. We need him to do exactly what he's doing, but over here. But you be trying to spit all of this knowledge and wisdom to everybody else. But you just made one of the dumbest moves that you ever thought. And you probably felt like you was a part of the whole crew. Oh, I'm with the white squad. I'm with the red squad. Red squad. Red squad. Son of a motherfucking piece of shit. Yeah. Okay. That's an interesting thought. Nah, bro, they got you. And now you stuck there. I don't even know how much you can move. How much leeway they giving you? How far can you jump out the window before they snatch your ass back in the house? But you got the nerve to call us ungrateful and say this about us. You got all that animosity towards us, and we the reason why you over there. If it wasn't for us watching you and consuming your content, they wouldn't have looked at you. They don't like you anyway, but you make money and you get visibility. Outside of that, you ain't no good to them. You have no use for them whatsoever. Oh, did you think you were playing the game right back with them? Is that what this was? You pecking order. You are a foot soldier. You're absolutely a foot soldier. You got the kingpins, you got the gestures, you got the aces, you're a foot soldier. You're a foot soldier that feels like you're important because they made you feel like you were important. Yeah, people won't hear me though. You on that board just like the rest of them, bro. And I'm gonna leave with this. Maybe you know something I don't. This maybe. We around the same age, bro. I ain't no baby. I just ain't been around the world like you have. I hope they didn't really get you. Like I'm the paranoid, the conspiracy theorist in me thinks they got you. I can't prove it. But like you just said, Chef, I think a lot of that shit is scripted. I think most of it is scripted. We're gonna talk about it though. We're gonna talk about it on Saturday. We're gonna really go there. But shout outs to the people. Yeah. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. I gotta drop something tomorrow. I'm definitely feeling like I need to do that. So I'm gonna run a morning. I'm gonna run a morning show tomorrow. I got stuff I want to get off my chest, man. Y'all be playing. Y'all be bullshitting. Y'all need to come out and start messing with your peoples, man. The ones that's hungry and still starving, and they ain't corrupt, and they ain't been changed or modified. We good though. Let me say happy hump day. Happy hump day, just in case I don't get to say it to you guys. Happy hump day. Drive safe. Stop eating this human clone shit. Stop eating this tampered with meat. The food is not safe anymore. Hold on, let me bring this up here real quick. Let me get off here. Shout out to the people who pulled up on IG. It felt good to be back. They kicked me off, but they brought me back. I'm grateful for that. So I'm trying to show love over there. But let me read this comment real quick. Would never be able to prove it, but there'll always be signs. Yep. It's all in our face. It's always been there. We just careless. We don't pay attention. We don't care. Like if you don't see it, it don't really matter. As long as you don't see it, so what? Big deal. Until you start turning into a mutant. You start growing frog legs and shit because of the crap that you consume. Yeah. Anyway, man, I'm about this bitch. Do me a solid if you don't mind.
What's the goddamn button?
You guys enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going back in the lab. Be easy.